Welcome back to Stellaris. We are building up our fleets and armies. Armies are not that important currently, but the fleets definitely are very important as we have the plans of taking out the automated Dreadnought. So we're waiting for the Titan to finish in Goros's, and while we're doing that, we're just waiting for other research and stuff to happen and finish. I think this ring section should be finished very soon. That should be interesting.
Construction completed.
Ring world section restored. Building on what remains of the ruined ring world in the Cathedral of the Kraken system, our engineers have managed to fully restore one of its sections. The new biosphere had to be created more or less from scratch by our leading planetologists, but it is now considered stable and ready for habitation. It looks really beautiful. I wonder what living on a ring world is like, to be honest. It must be very bizarre. I mean, you have the sun hitting it there, and then it's dark there. How does that even work? It wouldn't ever be dark, would it? Anyways, we can colonize this. Now that's a good question. I don't want this to be the habitable section A. I'm gonna pause the recording really quick. I need to check something. And I want to pause the game. There we go. Okay, so this will be the right transept of the Kraken. And for those of you who are familiar with cathedrals, you will understand the name of that. Otherwise, I encourage you to Google it. Completed ringword section. Let's build the other one as well. Now the question is, since we have, I believe we can get the this one, Galactic Wonders. We want that, and I also believe that we have the option to build more than one megastructure at once. So let's get some more alloys of the market. Can sell some consumer goods and some food to make up for the loss. We can also sell some motes and some crystals and some gas. And here, I think we want a science nexus. There are very few places we can actually build that without removing the... build it up here. But I would like to have it in this system. But we would have to sacrifice... I think... What? Oh, there we go. Disband this one. That's one of the changes they're making in the next update, by the way. You're going to get the ability to automatically remove things like that. That's disappointing. Okay, so I cannot build it here. How about down here then? Let's build it there. I guess it's because you can't have more than one megastructure in one system. Now I need to get a new mining station there. So you can go do that, please. Because that one is going to be occupied for a very long time. But Seri free traders have opened their borders with us again. Why? I don't think... It's changing. Why is it changing? No idea. Nor do I care. Can build an executive retreat on Foyer-G. Fossils discovered on Temple of Sistypus. Fossilized remains from several different species that do not appear to have been indigenous to Temple of Sistypus have been found in a large and secluded valley on the planet. They all date from roughly the same time period, within the span of a few centuries, some 3.6 million years ago. Each of these species seem to have evolved in its own unique biosphere and all appear to have been sapient. Strangely, every fossilized individual found so far shows signs of having met a violent end. Create fossilized remains archaeological site at Temple of Sistypus. Interesting. Level 3? Level 5. Okay, so Yaron, you need to go do that one. You barely got down there before you had to go back again. But with the new hyperdrives, these ships are moving very, very rapidly now. Ah, we have buildings to build. Not sure what I want to build here. What is the population like here? Yeah, we have plenty of slaves, so maybe we can build a slave processing facility? I think we will. And the temple of the Belemnoidea. What's the slave situation like here? Yeah, this is also a good candidate for a slave processing facility. I suspect this planet also is a good location for a slave processing facility. We're going to have plenty of slaves. They are growing very, very rapidly, that's for sure. Someone asked me if I wanted to eventually integrate these subjects. I don't think so. Nor can I, since they are subsidiaries and I'm a megacorporation. But if I could, I don't think I would have bothered, because having to go through all of the planets, build penal colonies, whatnot, to make sure that I didn't have massive riots and all that crap, no, I don't think I would have enjoyed that. Much better to just have them pay us. Let's see here, 663 energy per month. I'm happy with that. There's a new thing going on in the Senate again. Change council size to 4? No, I don't think so. Can we do... No, we cannot. They haven't... 42 days left.
Construction completed.
On what? On my mining station.
A new world of opportunities awaits.
Council veto power has been passed. Very good. We have unemployment on Church of the Sepia. That is unacceptable. Are you done soon?
Completed.
No. I mean, it makes sense that it takes that long to build a massive Titan-sized ship. That is one thing that we actually should do, though. 19 out of 21. Upgrade this. I would prefer to have one at each planet, but we don't have enough starbase capacity. I don't know if I want to do it there. I think it is more appropriate to build it here. We have some trade value here as well.
Construction completed.
We are full on energy credits. I guess we can go to the market and buy some more alloys then. I see no reason why we shouldn't upgrade these two to Star Fortresses. What? Galactic Emergency Measure? The Resolution Charter of Workers' Rights. Why am I opposing this again? I have no idea why I'm opposing this. That one is not interesting, but this one, I don't really mind that. I guess I'll change my vote to be in favor. I mean, more happiness and so forth, why not? Yossen has opened their borders again. I suspect that was not what I was going to do. I suspect that these guys are done, so let's move them in there. More remains. Archaeologists have unearthed more and more fossilized remains in the valley, and the count is now up to 26 distinct sapient species, none of them native to Temple of Sisyphus. Those fossils that have been sufficiently preserved to determine a cause of death all points towards physical trauma inflicted by blades, spears, or arrows. Not a single specimen appears to have been felled by the equivalent of modern projectile or energy weapons. The ruins of a small structure of some sort have been found near the entrance of the valley. It appears to originate from the same time period as the fossils. Perhaps it will shed some light on things. Curious. Peps has leveled up. I think I want to... Ah, good, they're already upgrading. How about this one? Yeah, this one I want to upgrade. Probably want to upgrade all of them, to be honest.
Research concluded. Construction completed.
Advanced battleship hulls, 800 more hull points. The latest generation of battleship hulls have optimized structural integrity fields and optimized bulkheads. Unlocks megastructure Ringworld. Let's get the Marauder missiles so that we have the missiles out of the way. And this construction queue is done, so let's just go bonkers with anchorages. But anything else we want here? Resource silos, black hole observatory. But I don't think that we need anything else here. I miss one of the UI mods that makes the outliner a bit more what's it called? You get more information in the same amount of space, basically. Yes, we want to extend the deal with the curators, definitely.
Construction completed.
Yeah, no, we need all of those. The Temple of Nautilus have completed its construction queue. Build solar arrays then. Resource silos. Hyperlane registrar. I don't think we need anything else there. Now we should be good. Oh, the Church of the Octopus. Psychor, I believe. Probably have a... We actually don't have that many slaves here. 4. Yeah, let's build the Psychor. They also have unemployment. That's not ideal. There's not much I can do about that currently, though.
Construction completed.
This starbase is done. That's the Temple of Sisyphus. First and foremost, we want a deep space black site. And we want a hyperlane registrar. And this is a normal starbase, so we then want a large solar panel network and resource silos, and then we'll go on and build some small solar arrays. And then we have the Shrine of Adelia Dawn. I think that's one there, so the same here, deep space black site. Hyperlane registrar, solar panel network and resource silos, and of course the solar arrays. Now we do have another starbase capacity now. Let's wait and see if another one completes. Otherwise, let's build the station in Tremoctopus as well. Lithoid cooperative open ray borders. Okay, let's build this starport then. Maybe we got enough population that the pops went up 1. The Lodge. The excavation of the ancient structure found near the valley's entrance is proceeding according to plan. Many artifacts have been discovered, most of which seem to be variations of hunting weapons and trophies. A partially translated sign, which appears to denote the name of the structure, reads, Valley of Macvael, Hunting Lodge Primus. Curious. Moving on. Let's build an executive retreat on this planet as well. Something is going on in the Senate again. Minor administrative sanctions, let's oppose those. This Senate is really, 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 really slow. Like, massively slow. 5 years to complete...
Construction completed.
What's that? Oh. The construction copy there is done. Oh. This one can actually have... Ah, crap. Okay, well, let's replace all of them with space mining arrays then. Then we also need the space repressing or reprocessing array. That cost us a fair amount of alloys, but it'll be fine. These guys, let's merge them. This will be transport fleet number 3. Another thing going on in the Senate. Now what? Yeah, I can support repealing that. Not too fond of these sanctions. Ah, it does remind us. The Shroud. Where are you? There you are, communicate. It all looks so different on this side. Let's reach into the Shroud. There is a presence here, occupying this entire part of the Shroud. We have met spirits before, but this is something else. Something vastly more powerful. Something far more ancient. It seems unaware of us, as of yet. Perhaps it is sleeping. Perhaps we are simply beneath its notice. Perhaps we should leave? Let's attempt to communicate with the presence. This might be a bad idea. As we reach out for the presence, the minds of our telepaths are filled with a chorus of voices. No more than soft whispers at first, the cacophony grows in intensity. 1,000 voices speaking in unison. The voices introduce themselves as the Whisperers in the Void. They claim to be privy to all knowledge whispered in secrecy from one mortal to another, and offer to share these secrets with us, if we will only allow them into our consciousness. A trifling price, they assure us. We will barely even notice their presence. There is an urgency to their tone. So we can form a covenant, which would give us 15% research speed and 15% more monthly influence. However, as it says, there will be a price to pay, and I'm not willing to pay that price. So, exit the Shroud. Bye-bye. We have now begun the massive undertaking of constructing a science nexus. The foundation is in place and preparations are underway to add the main hub. The promise of new groundbreaking technologies and the realization of ideas beyond our wildest imaginations await. And though the road ahead is long and full of challenges, we have taken the first step. Could the endless mysteries of the universe finally be within our grasp? The future is ours. I don't remember what
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Sorry, I don't remember what the penalties of forming that compact with those Shroud Dwellers are, but I do remember that they're quite severe. Okay, so we need 15,000 alloys. That should not be too much of a problem to get. Eek, that's expensive. I think we need to focus on building more alloys, because I can't afford this too often. So 100 to each of the research and 5% research. That sounds good to me. But now we're out of alloys. Oh, research completed as well. Gateway construction. The construction of new gateway stations enables us to build a fast travel network that could revolutionize interstellar travel. Dyson sphere? No, I don't think we need that. The matter decompressor, however, that's a different. Sentry array. That is an interesting structure as well, but I think we want the matter decompressor first. Not that we can afford to build these things. I mean, I need to take a look at all of our starbases because we need more alloys. Open building slot here. This planet... Is this permanent? I actually think that is permanent. It's from that enigmatic cache. Ah, no, it's not permanent. It is as long as the enigmatic cache remains in orbit. What's our slave situation on this? Yeah, that's a very quick and efficient response. Slave processing facility, please. And we can build the final generator districts as well. And what I was going to do, I was going to check the starbases. Station foundries. This one. $188. So I can't afford to build more of those or buy more alloys currently. The market needs to stabilize. Yeah, that one has one too. This one has one. This one has one. It would appear that these station foundries are our primary income of alloys. Which makes sense since I haven't really made any. Which starbase is this? I'm wondering about this one. I think I want to take this down and upgrade this one instead. Where were we? Okay. Pretty sure that one has one as well. There's a lot of micromanagement at this point, especially when I'm not using planetary governors. Nor do I want to use planetary governors. Oh! Rivalry ended between the Thudhotis and the Olocraphons. That's good. And of course we have been re-elected into the Galactic Community Council. I'm wondering...
Construction completed.
Maybe it would be a good idea to cozy up to these guys. What is things looking like with the Sidran Animus at the moment? They are very loyal. And the Padamian Compact? These guys probably need to have... someone there. Let's form a commercial pact with the Thudhotis. And I think we'll move the via which you can go to the Olocraphan sovereignty. Hopefully... Who are your... Do you have any rivals? Yeah, you have all of those up there, so that's very good actually. Okay, so we have a commercial pact with the Lithoids, which means we should go through their systems and establish branch offices. Okay, the Retarax domain. Continued excavations near the hunting lodge have provided more details. Temple of Sisyphus and the Valley of Macvael specifically served as a hunting reserve for the ruling warrior class of an interstellar polity known as the Retarax domain. The Retarax, a predatory avian species, periodically collected random individuals from the many subjugated alien civilizations under their rule. These aliens were then hunted down and killed in the wilderness of Macvael, according to the rituals that governed Retarax society. This tradition lasted several centuries until the domain eventually succumbed to an undefined outside threat. Now, if they had been reptilian and not avian, that sounds very much like the Hirogen from Star Trek. Curious. Well, we're moving on. Now, what's... hello. 100 influence. Yes, definitely. Temple and executive retreat. We can't afford to establish many of those. 28. 16. We don't have that much influence currently. 3. 40. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. 37. 8. Prismal Charm. No. Pachai-cham. Sorry. 26. 29. 11. 16. 11 and 22 and 14. 4 and 0. 11, 26, 10, and 8. Okay, so I think we'll establish on Kalilazo, or the planet of Aranyithung. Very, very curious names here. Temple of Prosperity, and also in Prus on Taram. And Temple of Prosperity, there we go. We need more bureaucrats now. %152% to tradition adoption and 101% to technology cost. This is
a new world has been colonized.
Bad. The right transept of the Kraken is done. I think we'll just go right ahead and build a research segment here. We could do a commercial segment, but I don't think we need that. Plenty of income as is, so... There we go. We're actually low on money and minerals. Which is quite rare. Speaking of bureaucrats, let's also upgrade one of these. And Temple of the Squid has both unemployment and a slot available. What's our slave situation like here? 3. Rather 5. Not sure it's worth it to put a slave processing facility on this planet. We definitely don't need a Ministry of Production here. I think we'll go with the slave processing facility. And then upgrade this to a Paradise Dome as well. The mosque has an available building slot. Upgrade that. Build a generator district and upgrade the energy grid. And then I think we want to build a slave processing facility, of course. And let's also get the 3 mining districts there. Is the Titan done yet? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's move them here then.
Construction completed.
Yonidi Starbase has completed its queue.
Construction completed.
This one is done. You need to pause the game then. So first of all, we want a deep space black site. We want large solar panel network. We want hyperlane registrar, and we want resource silos, and we want small solar arrays. Get rid of these so that I don't get confused by them, as I would be prone to do. Now this planet, I think we need more. What's the slave situation here? 6 Yazulians. Okay, let's get a slave processing facility. The political power thing is quite important actually when you have slaves. You don't want the slaves to get
completed.
Political influence. This one is done, so we can just move on building more anchorages. Remove it. This one is done, so we'll do the same here. Remove it. Information quarantine. We don't have the necessary influence for that. Diplomatic grants. That one we do want. Fedhotis and Holocraft and Sovereignty. Okay, so these guys are friendly.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
And we have psionic shields. Nice. And of course I moved the fleet off. These extremely powerful shields are generated out of pure psychic energy by a cadre of psionic specialists. Their powers are further augmented by large arrays of psi emitters. What is a strategic coordination center? I have no idea. That one I want. Let's get the Interstellar Assembly. Something new going on in the Senate again.
We are being hailed.
The Fedhotis wants a non-aggression pact. Yes, I can agree to that. Now, I would like to get in here and oppose that.
Research concluded.
Okay, more order missiles. These highly advanced missiles are equipped with limited onboard AI pilots that AI pilots, that had me worried for a moment, that substantially improve their performance and ability to track targets. Let's get the Stormfire autocannon. For a moment there I thought it would actually give us, or have actual pilots on board of those things. That would have been interesting. Both of these are very good. Let's get the administrative operations. Building upkeep and district upkeep reduced by 10%. That is 37.8. 22. So yeah, that's actually a substantial reduction.
We are being hailed.
Migration treaty? No, I will just... Your people are fanatic egalitarian. You would just end up being slaves. Pedro has leveled up. Good.
Construction completed.
This one is done.
We are being hailed. Construction completed.
No, I don't want to enslave you guys. Too many things happening at once. Solar arrays. Go away. Those are expensive. Need 0 at the moment. That's about the extent of what I am willing to pay for the time being. But it was also enough. Now, I don't think we want to expend more alloys currently. Negotiations for appointing a new Holy Director are underway. I think we'll just let that... not that we can do anything. Temple of the Squid has unemployment. Well, at this point, we need more... Well, we don't really need more crystals, but... let's upgrade those two anyways, and the commercial zones. Church of the Sepia. Why? I want the temple, thank you. We have 3 available jobs, so let's build 2 generator districts. And we need more minerals. And upgrade that. There we go. Now we need to have a look at the fleets here. I'm not sure if this is going to end well. Might actually end horribly, but that's 80,000. So, should be fine.
Engaging hostile forces.
No sweat at all. The Dreadnought enabled. We didn't even... Well, okay, so we lost 3 ships. Dreadnought disabled. We have managed to disable the automated Dreadnought in the Daikael system. Despite the punishment it took from our ships, the structural integrity of the warship's massive hull remains largely intact. Our boarding parties found the mummified remains of the Dreadnought's alien crew still manning their stations. Before expiring, they activated some kind of automated patrol mode which the limited shipboard AI has been locked in for the past 7.8 million years. Sturdy construction, that. Although it would take an incredible amount of resources, some of our engineers believe that the Dreadnought can be restored and put back into service with our fleet. It would certainly make for a powerful flagship. So we can either repair it or we can salvage it. We are definitely going to repair it. That ship will sail the stars again under our flag.
Situation log has been updated.
These guys go back and repair. And reinforce. And now we have a special project for repairing the Dreadnought. That will cost us 50,000. But that's fine. So let's research that. And we have no scientist available to... I think we'll go like that. And we are definitely on overtime. Tivik was re-elected. That's good. So let's just quickly check here. Okay, we have the ability to build gene clinics here. We should do that. And other than that, things look good. So, thank you all so very much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next episode.